What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and a lot of you guys have been asking about these coin making methods. Yo, G, how are your coins exploding? I went over the fact of, there's a lot of secrets within the game about what you're supposed to actually be doing if you check out my previous video. And, a lot of people are giving positive feedback about it because when you play the game too much online, it makes you very upset with a lot of the things that go on. So I just want to make sure that you guys have a better use of your time, so that way, we keep the stress levels down and we keep our coins up. And if a player drops that we want, we could go ahead and grab them. So go ahead and like the video. If you have the option to hype it up, show that love, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Now, this is the thing, right? The events changed over this past week and we've jumped to season 3. Last season, when they were giving out, OD amounts of, season 2 event tokens, we saved some, right? So I'm going to show you guys what's going on. For those of you guys that don't really understand what we're going through with the events, I'm going to get to that very, very soon. But this is something that is very, very important, right? When you get these tokens and you forget that you have them or whatever, or you just don't know that you're supposed to put them in one of the sets, once you get out of that situation, the cards can't be higher than a certain level because it is a season 2 card, right? So with this right here, okay, I have the option to use this because I didn't use it last season because I was waiting to see if they would actually convert it to season 3. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use it in this one to go ahead and get 385 plus. And I do this to make sure that you guys understand something, right? The events is the best way to make coins, hands down. The gauntlet, all the other stuff that everybody else is doing, let them do that stuff. You gotta go where the money is. Because if you don't, when it comes down to it, you're not gonna have anything. And it's gonna be absolutely ridiculous, the outcome of everything that's gonna happen, because as the game gets more and more advanced, you're gonna have issues with being able to get certain things. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna make sure that you're taking advantage of what's there. So look, they gave me an 87 of most feared, right? From last season with a season 2 token. Okay, if you play the event this season, you're guaranteed 500K for the rest of this week, but when they drop part 3, you're probably gonna get a lot more coins. Okay, so you have to figure out, and you have to understand this, right? What makes the best use of your time right now? Do you want to get these millions, or do you want to run around and try to be playing Gauntlet and doing all this other nonsense? It doesn't make any sense. So look, granted, they gave me one most feared, and then they gave me stuff from the actual other events from previous times, the 85 and the 86. Okay, bet. That's what it was because I waited with that last event token. Now, let's say for instance, you guys understand what's going on, and you play this event, right? And you start getting these rewards, all right? As it accumulates, right, as you go through the seasons, you're gonna gain a lot of that candy, okay? You see I got 76,000? Okay, that's gonna be gained, right, as you do it. Even if you play and you don't win every single game, you're going to accumulate candy and packs that have cards. For the cards that you don't really wanna utilize, you can just quick sell them. Create more candy. Remember, we have one more drop. I think they're gonna drop one today, and then there's another drop. So you have another 2 where you're gonna be able to utilize the candy currency in the store. And not only that, upgrade players utilizing those candy as well by buying other things within the store. So look, when you go over inside the store right now, and remember, this is going to apply for any of the future events or anything else that's going on. When you go into the store and you look at what the current program currency is, right? And you see what's available. This is what I want to point out. When you look at the fact that the auctionable version of a 90 overall is 51,000 candy and a B&D version is 23,000. Let's say you bought a card, right? And you only needed it to get your MUT level up. Like you were using it because you have to have 2 or more players from the promo and you were using it, right? You see the fact that it refreshes on 1030? EA Sports is not trying to make you become, super rich, but they give you the option to get that because if you bought the card just to be able to use to get your MUT level up, you can then sell it back and get a B&D for half the price. But if they drop something that's crazy right at the launch time, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna use your candy coming this Thursday, today, whenever, and get the card as soon as it drops. And you're gonna be upwards to about 700, 800K. So you're utilizing the currency that's available. So when they drop Harvest, whatever the currency is for Harvest, there's gonna be something in the store. And then the event is gonna correspond to that. So you'll be able to grind through the event and utilize the different currencies. And again, the thing that makes it beautiful and what I really like about the community is that you guys will let me know, like, yo, G, I'm not that good of a player. Yo, look, what are we doing? And I'll explain it to you, and then you'll come back like, yo, G, thank you. And I'm like, yo, thank you for what? Yo, G, I was in there, I was getting wins, and I don't know how I was doing it. And that's beautiful, because all I'm telling you is things that's working for me. You know, and you guys see it. If you guys watch me live stream on Twitch at GmiasWorld, you guys know what it is. If you're a member on this channel, if you click the link and you're a member on this channel and you ask me questions, you know your questions are getting answered. So you're all covered on both sides with, you know, whatever has to do with the game. And again, I appreciate your support and your love that you give me. But my ultimate thing, even if you're not going to do any of those things and you just watch the videos, right? You can see that I'm showing you things that actually logically work. And you don't have to go above and beyond, spend all this money and do all this weird stuff. Yo, step one, you know, drop your pants. Like, EA, I'm not doing 9 steps for most feared. Like, that's ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So it annoys me that a lot of people will promote that because it's not good for Ultimate Team. All these step-by-step, like, no. Now, if there's a card that you absolutely want, you can go and get it. I can't argue that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's Calvin Johnson, I'm gonna go crazy. You know, Randy Moss, when they were good, you know, you guys know my players. If you know my history, it's certain players I just can't say no to. But I'm not going to go crazy overall based on the way EA puts it out. So getting back to the candy, right? You can do a lot of what, you know, of what is available in the event by just paying attention to what's in the store. All right. So now look, I can do this before it refreshes on 10:30, right? So let's go take a look at what's been going on since I've been grinding. I've made 4 million coins in 3 days, right? So let's go take a look at the catalog right now and see what's going on within most sphere. Most of them are averaging 400K right now because they've been out for a while. But again, they're going to be dropping another set of cards today. So let's say, for instance, I don't take advantage of that, right? Because remember, this card is not available in that pack. You got to play the event and you have to use the Season 3 event token to get JC Horn. I got it done really early, so I sold him for like 1.6. Yo, shout out to Jonathan for subscribing while I'm doing the video. I appreciate it. But this is something that you guys have to understand, right? Just objectively speaking, it's about 400K that's right now available for the auctionable card. When they drop the next part later today, by the time you watch this video, you're gonna be able to make 700, 800K if you've been grinding. More than that, if you've been grinding and you haven't been getting a lot of wins or whatever, bro, like, yo, G, I'm not winning enough. Bro, look at all these cards that they give me. These are all from playing the event, just 87s. I got 53,000 candy right there. You see what I'm saying? And you're converting it. And another thing that people ask me, yo, G, what about if the conversion is really low? What do I do? You see what I'm saying? Like when EA converts the currency back into training, yo, should we get rid of it before? You should always get rid of it when it's at its highest point. So when something drops, utilize it. You know, like I said, follow me on Twitch, see me do it live, understand what's going on. That way, it's like, yo, we could just chop it up and say, yo, G, this worked, this doesn't work, and you'll understand it. My whole purpose is to make you understand it so you can build from that. Not to just be like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that. Make your own decisions, but make sure it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So I have these stockpiled because I know if something drops that I want, I can grab it. And those are the things that you need to do. So right now, I'm going to tell you this again. They're going to be resetting this event again, I believe Thursday for part 3, right? Because I think it resets again. It resets on 10/23 and 10/30. You need to get this done, and you need to get it done now. And then you and I, we're gonna be able to talk about how many millions of coins we got and just laugh at everybody else. Because it's GmiasWorld fam, and you know we take care of each other. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. One love, y'all.